It's time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to The Pet Show. Is your Chihuahua out of control? I mean, really out of control? Are your felines in need of some time with Freud? Does your terrier have you totally terrified? Well, if you love animals, and I know you do, care about wildlife and the environment, and want to really learn how to understand your dogs and cats, well, almost as well as they get you. If you're confused about your pet's behavior or just want to improve their lifestyle, you know what to do. Stay tuned, because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show, America's first and only real pet psychology, training, behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. So hop up on my couch. Bring those furry little buddies with you, folks, because it is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hello, everybody. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, never a doubt about it, love, adore, and as I stress every single week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you'd like to join me on the Evergreen Pet Show family, if you want to find out why your dog is chewing everything up, digging holes in your backyard, humping everything in sight, your cat scratches your favorite chair, keeps you up at night as well, won't use the litter box, or you got a new cat and the original cat's not thrilled about it, you get the idea. If you have a question about your dog's and cat's behavior, this is the place. We will help you cope with your pets, but a lot more likely help your pets cope with you. Let's face it, it is not easy living with human beings. And if you happen to be a new listener to The Pet Show or a regular listener, it makes no difference. I have the greatest sponsors. Some have been with me for over 20 years. What does that mean to you? That means that every single person, everyone that calls in the show today and gets to talk to me live will be getting an absolutely fabulous gift. Not for you, though, for that beautiful dog or cat looking up at you right now with those adoring eyes. And again, if you're new, it's not like we're giving away milk bones and biscuits. A lot of the items I give away on the show are worth $25, $35, $45, even $50. So if you have a question, if you have a comment, want to share a great story, brag about a recent dog or cat you adopted, any issues your dog or cat may be having, great time to give me a call. As I said, everyone that gets through to me live will get a great gift for their dog or cat. The phone number here at The Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-KRLA. But if you're more of a numbers person like me, that's 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. As I said, plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. Lots of great stuff to give away on the show as well. And some special announcements. Prime Day is coming up on the 12th and 13th. I believe that's Tuesday and Wednesday. Very rare do you get an opportunity to save on my Hugs and Kisses. So stay tuned. We'll show you how you're going to save 20% on Hugs and Kisses this coming Tuesday and Wednesday. Let me tell you guys what I have planned for today's show. However, if you're a regular listener to the show, a new listener to the show, it makes no difference. You know there's no possible way I'm going to get through all my subjects, because your questions, your comments are, in fact, my priority. So here's what I have planned for today's show. And this is real important. It may be a little down, but I want you to hear it. Not everybody can tell you how to feel after losing a dog or cat. There actually comes a time in every pet guardian's life when you have to say your final goodbye, and it can be devastating. Pet grief. Do we talk about it enough? We'll talk about that a little bit later on the show. Also coming up, now this may sound a little strange, and you guys know, you've been listening to me for over 41 years and watching me longer than that. I would never be strange. However, so you need to go to the bathroom? What is this guy talking about? You need to go to the bathroom, but you can never be alone. Your cat follows you in no matter what time of day or night it is. So you might be thinking, Warren, why is the bathroom so interesting? I'll explain from the cat's point of view coming up. Anybody out there have the cat or a dog, for that matter, that consistently follows them into the john? I get that call all the time. I can't go in there by myself. My dog wants to come in. My cat wants to come in. If you have a dog or cat that follows you into the bathroom, give me a call. I'd love to hear from you, and a great gift will be on its way to you. And here's something real serious. I've been talking about this and thinking about this for years, and I need to get your take on it, especially my rescue humane workers as well. You know, England recently introduced mandatory microchips for cats. Mandatory microchips for cats. I'm going to share my thoughts and would love to hear yours. You know, there are over 84 million cats in the United States. 84 million cats, more than dogs. And very often they get lost and they don't have microchips. So is it a good idea to make microchipping mandatory? Give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. The phone number, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the show. As always, plenty of time to answer all of your questions. Lots of comments, lots of great stuff to give away. I'll give you a list in a little bit. So, if your pet happens to be chewing, jumping, confused about the litter box, maybe your new dog's not housebroken, maybe your rescue suffering with separation anxiety, maybe your cat's depressed, your dog's chasing anything, hates other dogs, cat scratched your favorite chair, and your dog literally believes that anything he sees out there, he must hump, give me a call. That's what this show is all about, helping you with any issues you may be having with your pet or any issues they may be having with you. And the question of the day is, should microchipping be mandatory for cats? Should microchipping be mandatory for cats? Give me a call. Let me know. Hey, by the way, if you want to see the face behind the mic and listen to the show and even ask some questions, we are broadcasting live right now on YouTube. So you can go to my YouTube channel. I'm right there. Hi, everybody. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. ECKSTEIN. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. You should subscribe to my YouTube channel. I share a lot of stuff there all week long until they eventually let me back on Facebook. I still have no idea why I'm not on Facebook. I'm still trying to figure it out. Adopt dogs, adopt cats, rescue animals. Why am I not? I don't get it. I don't get it, but we're working on it. But in the meantime, I'll be posting a lot of stuff right here on my YouTube channel. If you go there now, you'll see literally hundreds of videos, as well as my Instagram page, which is Instagram @Warren Eckstein. 866-870 KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away on the show today. Lots of interesting stories I came across this week as well. So we're going to talk about that coming up in just a little bit. But how about I start out with a phone call? And we are going to, I believe it's Shikana in Northridge. Hey, Shikana, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Like you're right next to me, Shikana. How you doing today?
Great. First, two quick comments about what you just asked. Yes, I do have a cat that follows me into the bathroom. And number two, about mandatory anything when it comes to one's body, I believe that just like with the vaccines, mandatory microchipping is, and that type of government intervention is authoritarianism. It's dangerous, and in this country, it's unconstitutional. That's all I'll have to say.
It's a very interesting thought. And before I even brought that up, Shikana, I thought about that too. You know, I hate mandatory anything. But then again, you have to look at the other side of it. You have to look at how many millions of cats are killed every year because they can't be reunited with their guardians. So it's a discussion we need to have. Anyway, what can I do to help you out today?
Yes. So I feed a semi-large community, a group of community cats that were born on my block, got them all fixed and neutered, etc. One of the cats that I've been feeding around 10 years, last summer for the first time had a problem during the hot season. Then it went away, and then it came back now. It's serious. This beautiful cat who I think was abandoned and so is socialized, but is part of a community of cats, has a horrible rash or breakout on its nose and cheeks.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about it. It's bleeding. It's scabs. I'm sure it's painful. I can't afford dealing with health matters for all these community cats. A lot of the low-cost clinics that were in existence before the COVID lockdown are not around anymore. The low-cost vet I used to go to has retired. I found a free coupon, took the cat in a couple days ago, drove for an hour in almost 100-degree heat here in San Fernando Valley, got there, and they had canceled all their appointments that day because somebody tested positive for COVID, had to drive all the way back.
So
I don't know what to do. Have you heard about this happening on a cat space in the hot season? I don't know what to do about it, and I can't afford regular vets.
Well, it could be any number of things, okay? You know, my background's more in behavior. It could be a million different things that are causing this problem. However, it seems that your heart is telling you what to do. However, the dollars and cents are not necessarily there. So there's a couple of things that I'm going to recommend. Number one is, have you contacted all of the local cat rescues in your area? There's a ton of cat rescues in Northridge. Very often they have emergency funding available for situations like yours. So that's what I would be doing. And if you need a list, you go to my website. There's a list of cat rescues as well as dog rescues in Southern California. That's at thepetshow.com. So the bottom line is there's nothing I can do to resolve the issue, but this cat does have to get seen, and bless you for being so careful about it. So that would be number one. The other thing I would try to do is also on my website, there is a list of low-cost veterinary care. You might want to check that out as well. But the bottom line is this. There are so many people in situations like yours, Shikana, where they're rescuing animals, they're doing everything they possibly can, but when it comes to finances, they can only go so far. Millions and millions of dollars, millions and millions, take it from someone who knows, millions and millions of dollars are donated every year to different animal rescue organizations. Why there cannot be one person or one organization specifically focused on the stray or the abandoned dog or cat that needs veterinary care, I don't know. That's something I will work on this year. But in the meantime, go to the website, call everybody. I know it's frustrating. I know you get no, we can't afford it, blah, blah, blah. If you call enough people, I promise you will hit on someone that will be able to. And again, bless you for taking the time to work. Because a lot of people say, well, it's just a stray cat. It's just in a group over here. So I'm real appreciative of what you're doing. It's what I do all the time and have done. But lots of times when I use my last tank of gas to do it. But I understand where you're coming from, and I wish I had a better answer for you. So what I'm going to do, Shikana, here, I'm going to put you on hold. I'm also going to send you some cat food, okay? But I'm going to put you on hold, and here's why. I'm going to have Suzette, the incredible Suzette, the person you spoke to when you called, get your name and your phone number. If there is an organization out there, if there is a veterinarian out there that can help out with Shikana and this cat, email me at mail@thepetshow.com or call me right now if you can. I'll give you the phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. This show is all about helping animals, whether it's me giving behavioral advice or helping someone like Shikana. So Shikana, hopefully someone will contact me. I want you to send me an email at mail@thepetshow.com. Denise will get your, Suzette will get all the information that I need, phone numbers, and hopefully maybe even by the end of the show, someone will contact me and we'll be able to help you out a little bit.
Very much. I have spent several hours calling different places, and many of them are specialized. It has to be life-threatening. It has to be a surgical need. I mean,
how do they know? How do they know this isn't life-threatening?
Well, the thing is, like with Red Rover, you can't even apply for their meager $200 until you've already taken the cat in, gotten a diagnosis, and a whole treatment plan. That alone can cost several $100s before you can even apply. So there's a lot of hoops to jump through, and I haven't found any solution so far.
Well, hopefully,
I've tried handling it on my own. It hasn't gone away. You know, putting stuff on
Shikana, let's do this. Let's hope that somebody comes through here. Check out the website. Suzette will get your information. Let's hope we can solve this for you and help you out. This is a big problem. It's a major problem for so many people out there that love animals and want to help out, but at the same time, finances just don't allow. So I'm going to put you on hold. We're going to send you some, Suzette, we're going to send us some Lucy pet food, okay, to feed those cats. But at the same time, I want you to get the information in case someone does give me a call. And if you're out there watching on YouTube in the LA area, there's got to be somebody out there that can help out. Give me a call. Let me know. That is why this show, and by the way, if you're new to the show, this is one of the longest running shows in the entire Southern California area. 41 years I've been talking to you. And why? Because you guys always come together and help out any situations that are desperate. If I don't take a break, Alex is going to throw something at me. So let me take a quick break, then right back to your phone calls. You know, you just heard me. Ah, the curious cat. We are back on the Pet Show on Warren Eckstein. The phones are jam-packed. I'm going to get to everyone's call. You know I'm going to have to cut some of my stories. However, this I will share with you guys. A brand new study found that affection from your dog and your cat could actually ease physical pain in people. You know, we've talked about how our dogs and cats make us feel better psychologically, but physically now there's a new study that says you're absolutely right. Your dog's and your cat's affection can help ease physical pain as well. Who knew? I knew. I suffer with arthritis, and when it gets painful, I hold Molly and Willie. It's gone. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. The phones are absolutely packed. You know what? I want to take you in order, but I want to go to Mark first because he says he has something that might help that lady out. Hey, Mark, you with me?
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi. Okay.
So I understand you're a pharmacy tech, and you have some advice for that woman who called with the cat's face.
Yeah, I am because I always seem like I find a lot of stray cats, and or they find me, and I was taking care of a couple of them. One of them, really cute little orange cat, and he had a really severe like a gash in his side from a fight or something.
Sure.
And it wasn't healing up, and then it got infected, and he got pretty bad, and then I took him inside and started putting some ointment on it and some gauze, and then I even took him to the vet, and all the vet did was waste my time talking about running a bunch of expensive tests and things like that. So I just decided, well, I'm gonna give him some antibiotics and be careful with the dosage. Cats can take the same antibiotics that people do.
Yeah, but Mark, here's the problem. I cannot advise anyone to put their dog or their cat on antibiotics without seeing the veterinarian first.
Right.
That's
right.
just something I can't do. So there are salves on the market. You know, you can use A&D ointment, but I think in her case, she seems like she's been rescuing cats. She kind of seemed like she's been rescuing cats for a long time. So I'm assuming this is a pretty major problem on this cat's face. So I think the best thing at this point is get a vet, have it looked at. Let's figure out what it is. If the vet puts him on antibiotics, I think that would work out great.
It could be a fungal infection also.
It could be an infection from a cat bite too.
Yeah, if it's a fungal infection, you could get some salve. It's not going to hurt. Some topical.
But we don't know. Before Mark, I love that you called, and I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you some. What am I going to send you? I'm going to send you some kitty lickies for the cat you rescue. But we can't give that type of advice out over the air. I think a vet has to take a look at that, figure out what it is before he just prescribes any type of medication. If it was something a little bit different, minor, it'd be a whole different ball game. But remember, this cat's outside, and how clean is it going to stay? And so I think that's a great call, by the way. I really appreciate it. All right, let's go to Burbank. Marcy. Hey, Marcy, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, good morning.
How are you today?
I just lost one of my rescues. She passed away. I only had her 15 months. And when I originally called you, she was having terrible, anxiety and losing hair and red skin. And I put her on the Hugs and Kisses, and that really helped so much. But in the meantime, I I never buy anything, no animal. I adopted another older rescue. Olive was 13 when I adopted her. And then I got Pierre, who was 10, and they loved each other, and they lived together for 7 months, and she had congestive heart failure, had a heart attack, and she died a couple weeks ago.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's been really hard. And so in the meantime, he's a little spaniel mix. He's darling. I love him. But he is acting different. He sits on my futon, faces the wall.
Marcy, he's grieving. Marcy, he's grieving.
I know. I get it, and so am I. So we're grieving together. But what I got scared about a couple days ago is that he woke up and he cried. He's a little bit of a screamer, and so when I tap him he gets underfoot, and I take my shoes off in my house so I don't step on him hard, but he'll scream in fear.
Okay.
And so now he's starting to be fearful of me, and it makes my heart ache.
Okay, well, don't let your heart ache too long, okay? Everyone goes through a grieving process. All animals go through a grieving process, people too, and dogs too. And sometimes their behavior will change, sometimes drastically, when they are in fact grieving. So it would not be unusual for a dog or a cat that was very close to you to kind of back off a little bit after losing its best friend. On the other hand, there are some dogs and cats that will become even closer to you, kind of like Velcro when they lose. But here's what I'm going to recommend that you do. And this is going to help both of you. Distraction, 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 distraction. Play with him in a different room. Bring in new items. Whether he plays with them or not, I could care less. Bring in a cardboard box. Bring in a paper bag. I don't care if he looks at them or whatever. He knows they're there. If we can just get his mind off for short periods of time, little by little, he will get through this grieving period. It's also a good idea to sit down, as crazy as this may sound, to sit down and have the conversation. What's the cat's name?
Yeah.
What's your cat's name?
It's a dog. It's a dog.
What's his name?
Pierre.
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 I love that. Sit down and say, Pierre, listen, I know our heart is broken. We've lost our best friend. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be upset, but we'll get through this. Talk to him. And also try this. Remember the good times, not just the bad times, not just when he got sick, not just when he passed away. Remember some of the good and fun times. That'll help you get through it. And time really does heal many, many different wounds.
Warren, can I ask you something? Like today, I walked in. He gets underfoot, and I tapped him, and he screamed. So he's starting to do that. I thought he was getting sick, and I thought, oh my God. So I made an appointment for the vet to look at him. But there's nothing wrong with him. He's eating. He's doing.
There is something wrong with him. He's grieving, and things that normally wouldn't upset him that much are going to upset him a lot more. Listen, I've lost animals.
When he screams.
Excuse me.
What do I do? I try to be loving and
walk.
No,
let him scream. Let him scream and just say it's okay and walk away.
Okay.
If you pay too much attention, you're going to create a habit that's going to be there every day. You both need to grieve. Also, I'm going to recommend you go to my website, and here's why. And this is the favorite section I have on my website. If you go to thepetshow.com, and don't forget thepetshow.com, you will see I have a section in there called the Ever After section. There's great stories. There's people that have called over the years. There's poetry. It will help you get through this. I promise. That's where I want you to be right now. But in the meantime, I got to move on. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplements, because if listen to me again, if Pierre the dog is being stressed out, the Hugs and Kisses will help alleviate a lot of the stress and help him keep as healthy as he possibly can. I promise it'll make a big difference. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. We got, we got Francine. I'm going to get to you when we come back. We have Francine. We have Frank, we got Mark, we got Walter, we got Marcy. We'll get to all your calls. Great time to call me. By the way, I'm giving away on today's show my Hugs and Kisses supplements. You just heard me give some of those away. By the way, if you've been waiting to buy them, Tuesday and Wednesday, 20% off on Amazon Prime and Amazon Prime Day. Also, we'll be giving away Arthur Suit Gold, Lucy Pet Food, copies of my best-selling books I'll be giving away on today's show, kitty lickies, T-shirts, MC, lots of great stuff. Great time to call me, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. And isn't anyone out there going to talk to me about mandatory microchipping? Where's my cat rescues out there? Come on, guys. Do you think it should? Good idea, bad idea? Give me a call. Let me know. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. So, you love animals. Little litter box boogie here on the Pet Show. Great time to give me a call. I got hugs and kisses to give away, Lucy Pet Food, Kitty Lickies, Arthur Gold, copies of my best-selling books, either dog or cat, hemp seed oil from Nature Vet, Lucy Pet's Kitty Lickies, those amazing T-shirts that say none of my friends walk upright, and hemp seed oil as well. Just a reminder, many of the items I give away here on the Pet Show are worth $25, $35, $45, even $50. So if you want to answer my question about mandatory microchipping, or you have a question or a comment and want to share a great story, great time to call me. I do have one open line, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Let me take a call right now from Francine in Hacienda Heights. Hey, Francine, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hello. You said a few weeks ago that you washed your dog's ears once a week.
Yeah.
How exactly how do you do that?
I use something called Zymox, Z-Y-M-O-X. It's available from your vet. It's available at any of the big pet stores. I'm sure it's available at Amazon.com as well. Again, it's Zymox, Z-Y-M-O-X. What it is an ear cleanser. And basically, you just kind of put it in the dog's ear and then just kind of hold the ear down for a little bit while it stays there. Otherwise, the dog will shake his head. And I use it every week to keep my dog's ears nice and clean.
Okay, so it's not a soapy water kind of thing. It's just
no. You do right out of it. It comes with a little squirt thing on top. I'm showing it on YouTube, but if you're not watching on YouTube, it comes with a little thing. You just kind of tip it over and put a couple of drops in the dog's ear and read the instructions on the back, and your dog's ears will be nice and clean. Why, are you having a problem with the ears? Is there an infection or a problem specifically?
Well, I have a couple of rescue dogs, and one of them was shaking his head a lot, and the other one started to. And so I just didn't want any complications. Yeah, no, so try the Zymox, and they also have something, after it's cleaned, they also have other products. I would check with a vet, too, but they also have other products if there is some type of problem with the ear, even though they're cleaned out, that you can use as well. So when my dog had a specific problem, I cleaned it out, waited a while, put in the medication that Zymox makes, and he did absolutely fine. So I would definitely give that a shot. Okay, but it's not anything like swabbing out the ear. No, you just put it in the ear. Okay. Just put it in the ear, and the only swabbing you have to do, if you put a little too much and it may drip out, you may have to swab around the ear, but it's not like you have to put your finger in the ear with cotton balls or any of that nonsense. No, you just squirt it in the ear, let it do its job. Okay, thanks ever so much. Hey, don't go anywhere. I'm assuming you have a dog, right? How old is the dog? I have 2 rescues, and one is probably 5 or 6, and the other one is 2 or 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you, for your rescues, I am going to send you some Arthur Gold to keep those hips and joints in the best shape ever. Hey, by the way, it's a great time to give me a call. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I got hugs and kisses to give away, Arthur Gold. A lot of these items like $35, $40. Just a reminder, though. People have been saying, Warren, I want to get the hugs and kisses. I want to get the hugs and kisses. Well, don't forget that coming up this Tuesday and Wednesday is Amazon Prime Day. If you purchase your hugs and kisses for your dogs or cats on the 12th and 13th at Amazon, you will get 20% off. Unbelievable. 20% off on the 12th and the 13th July. That's Tuesday and Wednesday. So stock up. Check out the hugs and kisses supplements. By the way, is an Amazon choice. So check it out. Amazon Prime Day coming up Tuesday and Wednesday. 20% off all the hugs and kisses stuff. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I'm a little shocked. I thought more people were calling up specifically about the mandatory chipping, microchipping, for cats. It's incredible to me that there's 84 million cats, and so many more cats are euthanized than dogs, and because they can't be found home. So should microchipping be mandatory? I know there are people that don't want the government involved, but maybe there's other ways without getting the government involved. So should microchipping be mandatory for cats? Give me a call. Let me know. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. I'm going to break in a minute. Can I share something with you guys before I break? And I promise your calls are the rest of the hour, okay?
Nobody can tell how you feel or how you should feel after losing a pet. We just had a call like that, so I decided to share this. There comes a time in every pet guardian's life when you have to say your final goodbye. And suddenly that limitless source of love from your furry friend is just gone. When that happens, it can be absolutely devastating for some people. In fact, the death of a pet can feel even harder than losing a human loved one. We may not openly talk about pet grief in polite society, but most pet guardians know that a pet isn't just an animal. They're also a beloved member of the family and a huge, huge source of unconditional love, affection, and comfort. That's because, unlike other relationships, animals offer an organic connection that you don't have to overthink or worry about. You love them and they love you. It's that simple. They love you, you love them. It's that simple. Very few human relationships provide the level of trust and devotion. So just remember that. I know it's difficult to say goodbye to your pets, but I put that together, and I hope that helps you feel a little bit better than you're feeling. It's hard. There's no getting around it. It's hard. All right, let me do this. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we got Frank, we got Walter. The phones are jammed. We'll get to your calls. 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. And we are back on the Pet Show on Warren Eckstein. Just a reminder, we're broadcasting live on YouTube. You should definitely become a subscriber. It doesn't cost you anything. Every week, I literally post dozens of brand new videos with tips and information, or you can listen to the show. So check out my YouTube. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. We're broadcasting live there, and we'll be broadcasting live every Saturday, the Pet Show. But also, if you missed the show, you can go there. It'll be rebroadcast there. Plus, there's lots of great little tips. There's short tips, long tips that will help you out. So check out youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. By the way, still coming up on today's show, I'm not teasing you, but why do you think your cat follows you into the bathroom? Your dogs too, but more so cats. Why do you think your cat follows you into the bathroom? How many people out there have a cat? They can't go to the john themselves because if they open the door and they're going into the bathroom, you know their cat is behind them, sharing the room. Why is it that cats love the bathroom? We'll talk about that coming up in a little bit. By the way, give me a call if your cat or dog does follow you into the bathroom. But right now, let's go to my friend Frank in Woodland Hills. Hey, Frank, welcome to the show.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I was just calling regarding my dog because he's a pit bull. He's going to be 14 in November. And he was very active until 4 or 5 months ago. Now, I can watch him, and he will watch, and he will go upstairs. But all he wants to do now is sleep.
Well, let me ask you a question. Has he been to the vet recently at all?
No, I haven't taken him to the vet.
Okay, 14 years old, I would take him to the vet, but I think my gut reaction tells me a pitty at 14 years old is kind of in that old age category. I sleep a lot more now than I used to when I was younger, so it might just be nothing but an aging process, but I would definitely have a conversation with the vet. He may just answer your question over the phone, I don't know, but it would not be unusual for a 14-year-old dog in the last 4 or 5 months to really slow down and sleep a little bit more. Is he eating okay?
When he started, at the beginning, when he started, like his legs, and like I have 3 steps in my house, and he could not go down, like he would kind of fall, and he used to jump into the bed, and now it's hard for him to
Okay,
jump
so
up.
obviously he's suffering with a little bit of arthritis at the same time. I would definitely have that conversation with your vet. Maybe he's in some type of pain, but also there is a product on the market that might be beneficial to you. 14 years old, I think it will make a little bit of a help, so I'm going to put you on hold. And Suzette, we're going to send her some ArthriSoothe Gold, a great product. I've been recommending ArthriSoothe Gold for many, many years, and it's amazing to me exactly how many people have contacted me saying what a difference we've noticed. But at 14 years old, a pity, it would not be unusual for him to be slowing down a little bit, sleeping more, and be in some type of pain. The ArthriSoothe Gold will help with that, but I still recommend a conversation with your veterinarian. All right, let's go to Walter calling from Mesa, Arizona. Hey, Walter, welcome to the show.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, Warren. I'm a new listener, new and first-time caller, so just wanted to thank you.
Well, you're addicted now. This is an addiction, this show. You know that.
Good. I'm glad. Your question was absolutely hilarious about the pets following you into the bathroom. I've got 2 little dogs, and even if I'm away, I can go into the restroom, open the door, and there they are waiting for me to come out. It's just hilarious.
Well, you're going to have to listen to the rest of the show because hopefully I'll have time, and I'm going to tell you exactly why they do that.
It is funny. With the cat, I don't have cats. Both my dogs are microchipped, and I appreciate that they are, because if they were to get out and lost, I would love to be able to find them, or somebody to be able to scan them and then know exactly where.
Yeah, I don't. Mandatory scares a lot of people, but I don't know anyone that would not want to have their dog or cat microchipped. They maybe not make it a law, but why they wouldn't want to have it done.
Cats that are just running loose.
Absolutely.
I don't know if the government would want to microchip them to keep an eye on them or what, but
I would prefer microchipping the politicians between you and me, Walter. I want to know where they are at all times.
But if it was a pet, I would think, I would probably microchip it anyway. But
good idea. So I don't want to run time. So what's your question for me?
I kind of feel like I'm getting a runaround, and I know you're not a medical veterinarian or anything, or I don't know your background 100%. But
well, go to my website. You'll see my background. It's kind of interesting. You'll see it.
Okay. I will do that. But I've got a miniature greyhound, Italian greyhound, and she has been suffering with allergies, constant dripping of the nose, and she's licking it, and then it builds up a little bit of a crust. And the doctor's like, oh, no, feed her the Hills. I probably shouldn't say any brand.
Oh, you're feeding a Health Science diet, which, by the way, was owned by Colgate-Palmolive and is sold at many veterinary hospitals. Where do you get the Science
diet?
Diet?
All of the, we'll bring her in and we'll give her the Cytopoint, and we'll give her the Covina, and we'll get her this, and we'll get her this injection, and then we'll give her the Abaquil, and I'm just like, what is going on here?
Has he done a test? Listen, Walter.
Like I'm getting a runaround.
Walter, has he done an allergy test?
No.
Why not? In other words, try a little of this, try a little bit of that. Take the dog to a veterinarian that will give the dog an allergy test. What they do is they take blood, and that blood very often, sometimes they do it in their own office, is sent to a laboratory, and it comes back with a variety of different things that the dog may or may not have allergy reactions to. So rather than, with food, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult. You got to play with the food a little bit. From what you're telling me, though, it sounds like it might be a different type of allergy. So I would definitely suggest that you speak to a vet, have an allergy test, so we find out exactly what the allergy is all about. In the meantime, he's eating all right? His poop's okay? All that's fine?
Yeah, it is, yes.
If I send you some food, the food I feed my own pet, will you start feeding it to him gradually, a little bit at a time, to make the switch?
I would do a switch, yeah.
Okay.
I'm wondering if that's the main cause, if she's allergic to.
My point exactly. We don't know. Everything's a guess at this point till we figure out why and what she's allergic to. Right? Everything's a guess. So let's do this. I'm going to put you on hold. I am going to have the lovely Suzette pick up. Hey, Suzette, we're going to send him some Lucy pet food. Make the switch gradually. Maybe it'll make a difference, maybe not, but I do recommend you speak to a veterinarian and you find out what, in fact, the dog is really allergic to. That can make a big difference as well. Let me take a quick break here. I want you guys to listen very, very carefully to this commercial I'm going to read right now. It's about my own Hugs and Kisses. Millions of people use Hugs and Kisses and have been using it for a long time, and here's your opportunity, so listen up. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show. Let me do this. Alana and Phyllis, I'm going to hold you two over for the next hour because I want to really get into depth about your question, so don't go anywhere. Let me go to JJ right now. Hey, JJ, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. What's up?
Woof, woof. Well, you were talking about a couple of things. The bathroom thing is kind of interesting. I have a Siberian Husky, and I have 3 different houses, and it's funny because I have an apartment, and he follows me into the bathroom in the apartment, and for a little while he was, every once in a while if he didn't get out, he'd do his business elsewhere. But as soon as he started following me into the bathroom, he started doing his business in the bathroom.
Well, we're going to talk in the next. Hopefully, in the next hour, I'm going to have time to talk about why your pets follow you into the bathroom. But what's your question for me today?
The other thing was, I just want to make a comment. I have
Sure.
a lot of experience traveling internationally with dogs. And I just wanted to put my vote in for the microchip. It's first of all, it's a godsend. In Europe, they use a different one. You have to use it's a different system than the U.S. My dog had 2 of them, and the 2 times he got lost, he was returned to me within hours of being lost. And they're particularly handy. For example, if you're on the pet scheme in Europe, where you want to take your pet into or out of the UK. You have to have the vaccination, and they, otherwise they quarantine them, and it's very, very helpful with that. And so I'm a big.
Obviously, you're a pro.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think I agree with you about chipping the politicians. I just think it should have one of those detonator things on it too.
Yeah, I'm 100% against. I hate shock collars. I hate electronic collars. I think they should be banned, except maybe on politicians. Maybe that would work. Anyway, JJ, I got to move on. But what type of pets do you have? I want to send you something.
Well, I'm a big Siberian Husky, and I had a Malamute before too. But
totally different. People don't realize Malamutes are truly an American breed of dog from the Malamute native tribe.
Oh yeah, I know. They were bred for the to be work dogs.
Yeah, they're great.
The little horses were too small. But Brutus was my Malamute.
Yeah, and I got to tell you the difference. Most people, I have a beautiful Malamute living across the street. Most people can't tell the difference. I got to move on, but I'm going to put you on hold. If you love Huskies and you love Malamutes, then my Hugs and Kisses supplement is going to be your favorite thing in the whole wide world, because for some people with Huskies, dog hair is a condiment in their house because there's so much of it. 866-870 KRLA, the phone number. A quick break, then back to all of your phone calls. Lots of great stuff to give away, and I will explain why your dogs and cats do, in fact, follow you into the bathroom. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. Welcome back to the second hour of the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. If you love animals and really want to find out why your dogs and cats behave the way they do or misbehave the way they do, why they're jumping, why they're digging, why your cat stopped using a litter box, your dog's showing aggressive behavior, digging holes in your backyard, won't come when you call them. If you have questions about your dogs or cats, great time to give me a call. If you happen to be new to the Pet Show, I don't know how you are, we've been around for 41 years, but if you happen to be new, just a reminder that everyone that calls in and gets to talk to me live on the air will be getting a gift. Don't get excited. You know by now it's not for you. A great gift for your dog or cat. Many were 30, 40, even $50. Everyone that calls in and gets to me will get a great gift for their pet. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through, even if you just want to answer the question, which is, should microchipping be mandatory for cats? I'd love to hear from you. Or if you want to talk about your dog or cat following you into the bathroom, we'll talk about that as well. So great time to call me. As I said, lots of great stuff to give away. Plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. 866-870-KRLA, 870-5752. By the way, we're giving a lot of hugs and kisses away. Arthur Suit Gold, Lucy Pet Food, Kitty Lickies, T-shirts, hemp seed oil, copies of my books. Even giving away some of those air horns. Have no idea how many people call me and text every week, Warren, that air horn saved my life. I was walking my dog and I saw a coyote. I was walking my dog and there was another pack of dogs. Or I was walking my dog and the same strange person was down the block and I tapped the air horn and that guy walked away. So those air horns, which are pretty much only available at my website, they're like under $8. So check out the air horns at thepetshow.com. Don't forget that THC. Again, that number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. And as I said, I have a lot of time to answer your questions and lots of great stuff to give away. I think you're lying to me, people. I think there's a lot more dogs and cats that follow their guardians into the bathroom than you're letting on to. Does your dog or cat follow you into the bathroom? Come on, give me a call, because I'm going to tell you in just a few minutes why they do that. You might even be surprised. So if you have a question about jumping, humping, digging, great time to call me. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Let me go to Phyllis in Claremont. Hey, Phyllis, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing today?
It's been a while since I've talked to you, but here I am again.
Well, what's up?
Dog.
What's up?
Well, my poodle died of bloat.
Aha.
And
do you are you taking precautions with any new dog? Bloat, by the way, gastric torsion, what often happens, and it can happen with any dog, but certain breeds of dogs, especially those with the deep chest, where their stomach actually flips over, and all the gases. So it can be very dangerous. That's why you should never exercise your dog a half hour before he eats, or you should not exercise your dog at least a half hour afterwards. And a lot of veterinarians are now recommending that if you have a dog that's kind of more apt to get a bloat situation, is basically to feed them out of a raised dish as well. So all those things might be helpful. So go ahead, what's your question for me? Go ahead, Phyllis. Phyllis, did we lose Phyllis? Oh, God, where did Phyllis go? Phyllis, call me back. Give me a call back. I'd love to chat with you a little bit more. But again, bloat is a big problem, with Dobermans and certain greyhounds. And that's why it's really, really important to make sure that you follow that advice I just gave you. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. The phones are ringing. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds. So let me share this right now, and we'll see if you like it. You've been waiting. So here's the question, guys. So the question came up in an interview I was doing this week. Warren, why does my cat follow me into the bathroom? Places you go offer up smells and entertainment. This is where the bathroom comes in. It's no secret whatsoever that wherever there are toilets and showers, there are smells. Your cat happens to be a scent connoisseur. That's my word. Your cat, and dogs too, but your cat is a scent connoisseur. And the bathroom in particular offers many interesting aromas that pique your cat's instincts. It's the coolest place in most homes to lie down in the sink or the tub. And it also has perfumes and deodorants and natural other things. There is so much soaps. There are so many different scents. And being that cats survive on scents, scents tell them what's going on in the world. That's why they follow you in the bathroom. Plus the fact that's one of the few times that most people will close the door on their dog or their cat, and therefore it encourages the cat to want to get in. But remember, a cat's olfactory or sense of smell is incredible. So therefore, the bathroom is like a potpourri of the outside world for the indoor cat. That's why your cat follows you into the bathroom as well as your dog. 866-870-KRLA. Who has a dog or cat following him into John? I want to know. Let's go to, Phyllis is back. Hey, Phyllis.
Okay, yeah, I'm here. Anyway, I have a new dog. It's a multi-poo. He's 8 years old, and whenever a man walks in the house or sits around playing cards, whatever, he goes after them, growling, bares his teeth, and starts biting at their ankles and feet, shoes.
Are you sure you're inviting the right type of people over to your house, Phyllis?
Yeah, they all have their own dogs.
Let me ask you a question, okay? You said the dog is 8 years old. Have you recently adopted him?
Yes.
Well, bless you for doing that. You got to give me the info. So you recently adopted an 8-year-old dog. How much background do you know about the dog prior to him coming into your loving home?
Well, unfortunately, I know what we were told because I did ask, and all we were told is the people that put this dog up for adoption did so because she couldn't take care of it any longer.
So for 8 years, she could take care of it, but all of a sudden she has an 8-year-old dog and she can't take care of it anymore. So the dog winds up with you. I think they lied to you. I think the dog was probably either abused or was not exposed to a lot of men. So there's a lot of things you can do. Number one is I would invite men over to your home, but before they come into the house, I would what's your dog's name, by the way?
Pokey.
I would introduce Pokey to them outside. In other words, when someone's expected to come to your home, a man, they can ring the doorbell, knock on the door. They already know Pokey's name because you're going to tell them that. And then I want you to take Pokey outside, and I want Pokey to meet them outside on neutral territory. Why? I got a gut reaction that Pokey was taken away from its home and never brought back. So therefore, by a man. And therefore, a man coming to your home, a man in your home, may present that same fear to her. So I want to counter condition Pokey and let her know that men are good. Men are good people. We love men. Nothing wrong with men. But what I want you to do is have men come over, introduce them outside, and then eventually start gradually introducing them inside when she already has met them outside. That'll make a big difference for you. The other thing I'm going to recommend that you do is to leave a radio on all day long. Let me recommend the station, KRLA. And the reason for that is I want Pokey to hear male voices all day long. And the more male voices she hears with a less threatening situation, little by little, that confidence will build up. So again, what I would do is if you have male friends that you can work with or your significant other can work with, maybe take the dog for a walk, have a man outside. They already know, hey, Pokey, how you doing? Maybe give Pokey a treat or one of his own toys. I think little by little, Pokey will come around. But someone who gave up an 8-year-old dog that says the only reason they gave up the dog is they couldn't care for it anymore doesn't sound right to me.
Yeah, well, he does this outside, too, when we take him for a walk. If there's men and the men know him, they'll come up to him, and immediately he'll be okay, but then he'll immediately go to attack.
Well, what I want them to do is I want them to have one of his toys, and I want them to not stop. I don't want you to stop. Once you've said hello, walk alongside of them. Let them walk, don't let the dog. I want him to start associating. Every time he sees a man, every time he's around a man, I want him to associate something positive. Psychologically, I'm going to go deep here. Psychologically, dogs learn through the associative memory. There's no doubt in my mind, none whatsoever, having trained well over 40,000 animals at this point in my life, that this dog was either abused, ignored, chased, or taken away from a home that he loved by a man. And now the dog associates men with that negativity and therefore is reacting accordingly. We need to make him love men again. I don't know, are you married?
Yes, I am.
Let your husband feed him. Have other people, let them feed him. Let them give him treats. Tell your husband you don't want roses anymore. You want biscuits and treats coming in the house for dogs. That's going to make a big difference for you. Is it going to happen overnight? No. But as we build up the dog's confidence, when he starts to realize that men are great things, because every time there's a man around, something positive happens, that will change his whole attitude around, and he'll start loving men again, I promise.
Okay, I will definitely try it. I've called before with my other dogs, and everything has worked. So try this.
Oh, see, let me adjust my halo. Anyway, Phyllis, Phyllis, do you have a copy? Do you have a copy of How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want?
I do.
Read it, and also want you to start working with him on some basic obedience. I think the dog needs a little more confidence at this point.
Okay, I will do that.
Don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you, for your dog, I am going to send you some, you know what, I'm going to send you some, I don't know what I want to send you. I'm going to send you some hemp seed calming oil, okay? Hemp seed calming oil on its way to you from my good friends over at Nature Vet. Whew. I'm out of breath. I'm tuckered out today. Willie and before I got on the air with you, Millie, listen to me. Willie and Molly, those are my two dogs. I should know their names, huh? Were chasing me around the backyard, so I'm a little tuckered. Let me take another phone call right now. Let's go to my friend Linda in my hometown. Hey, Linda in Santa Monica. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hey, Wayne. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing great, too. I have another theory about why my cat follows me into the bathroom.
I'm ready.
She has a captive audience.
I guess you could look at it like that.
Yeah, I used to have a dog. I had to put him down a year ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He used to jump on my lap in the bathroom. I had no choice but to accept him on my lap, all 17 pounds of him.
You know, I had a client once that taught his cat to use the bathroom, to sit on the john and actually poop in the commode. And I couldn't imagine getting up in the morning and having to use the bathroom, but not being able to get in because my cat was using it. I just could not imagine that. Yeah, but that's an interesting point. They have your focused attention on what else are you going to do? They have your focused attention, but sometimes they follow you in, even if you're going to be like putting makeup on or whatever people do in the bathrooms, in the hair gels, whatever, or natural, whatever they do. But all those smells are really important from a cat's point of view. Their life is based on smells. Yeah, their vision's good, their hearing's good, but a lot of their life is based on smells, and I think a lot of the smells have to do with it. But interesting point, captive audience as well. And what type of cat do you have, Linda?
I have a long-haired domestic and Berman.
What a combination. So listen, don't go in there. I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you a great gift. According to my engineer, Alex, his cat absolutely adores Kitty Lickies from Lucy Pet. On its way to you, and I appreciate that phone call. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5750. Remember, you can watch me live. I know we were on Facebook, but we're not on Facebook. Facebook doesn't have me anymore. I don't know why. All we ever did was help animals find homes, never posted anything political, but you can't talk to a human being at Facebook. Can't be done. I guarantee you cannot talk to a human being at Facebook. So anyway, I am now doing my shows live on YouTube, and I'm sharing a tremendous amount of information every single day there. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free, but if you want to see some great stories, some are long, in-depth videos telling you what to do. Some are like 1 minute short, so check it out. It's youtube.com/my name, Warren Eckstein. You're going to love it. I promise you, you're going to love it, and it's free. youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we have Dee Dee, Mike, Philip, Linda, 866-870 KRLA. That is the phone number. But right now, And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Plenty of time for your calls, 866-870-KRLA. Just reminding you again, because so many people have been saying to me this week, Warren, we've been wanting to try the Hugs and Kisses supplements. Now is the time. I'll tell you why. Don't forget, this Tuesday and Wednesday is Amazon Prime Day. That means you can save a lot of money, including on the Hugs and Kisses supplements, because if you purchase your Hugs and Kisses for your dogs or cats on July 12th and 13th, that's Tuesday and Wednesday this week on Amazon, you will get, you ready for this, 20% off. So stock up on Hugs and Kisses on Amazon this Tuesday and Wednesday at Amazon.com. Get your Hugs and Kisses, which, by the way, is an Amazon's choice. The phones are jamming. The phone number 866-870-KRLA. We got Michael in Santa Monica. We got Philip in Cumberland, Maryland. We got Dee Dee in Oak Park. We got Gerald in Burbank. Right now we're going to Dee Dee, though. Hey, Dee Dee, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm well. How about you?
I could not be better. How can I help you?
Okay, so have you ever heard any rumblings? Is there such a thing as doggy COVID?
Yeah, there's been a couple of cases of feline and doggy COVID, but so very, it's a different type of thing, so very, very real. Why do you ask?
Well, because I had a French bulldog. She was 13, super healthy, though, never had any problems with her, very lucky. But she got this virus, some kind of cold, and 3 months ago, antibiotics, the vet treated her. She was off them for a week. Thing came back. Second time it came back, it went to a little bit of pneumonia, so they treated her with antibiotics and steroids. She went off it. Within a week and a half, she got sick again, and the last time the pneumonia was so bad that they couldn't bring her back, and I had to put her down.
So, Dee Dee, let's take...
I was just wondering because it was bizarre.
Yeah, well, it's bizarre in a case, but let's be realistic, okay? 10 years ago, you were lucky if you saw one French bulldog in your lifetime.
Right.
Now there are so many French bulldogs all over the country, not only this country, around the world, especially in Europe as well, that in parts of the world right now, they're actually banning the breeding because of health issues. You have a Frenchie that lived to be 13 years old. Knock on my head, knock on wood. That's a pretty good lifespan. So in terms of the dog getting COVID or you being concerned that maybe the dog crossed the Rainbow Bridge because of COVID, I would say the chances of that would be 1/10 of 1% possibility, but almost impossible.
Okay, and so do you think there was nothing else I could do, right?
I know. That's one of the most important things that I suggest to people is, you have to be, I always joke about veterinarians. I love veterinarians. I work with veterinarians every day, but I often joke that veterinarians are like wheelbarrows. They're a useful tool, but sometimes you got to push them a little bit. And so what I think, your vet was right on target. He's been right there, helped you out the whole way. 13 years old with a Frenchie. I think you did everything right, and there's no guilt involved there. You just the sadness of saying goodbye to your best friend.
Can I ask you a really quick follow-up question?
Go ahead.
Really quick. Okay, so I went to Petco a couple weeks ago. I wanted to adopt dogs, and there was a pair of sisters. They were dachshunds. Supposedly their background, they're from South Korea. Their parent died in a car accident. Nobody would take care of them, so they rescue dogs from South Korea all the time. And I was going to adopt them, and then I had a client that adopted a dog and had no background, and she spent literally thousands and thousands of dollars on the dog because of allergies. So what do you suggest?
Where are these dogs now?
They were, they're in homes, but all these people, they're from a doggy rescue, but they show, they bring them to Petco on Saturdays.
Well, why don't you tell them? First of all, it's not going to be an easy find to adopt two dogs at the same time, correct?
What's that?
It's not going to be easy to find a home that's going to adopt two dogs at the same time, and yet we want to keep these two.
Sisters in their.
Now, that's my point. That's how I got Molly and Willie. Okay, so here's what I would recommend: if it's a rescue group, why don't you have the opportunity to speak to their veterinarian?
Okay.
Or
that's a really great idea.
Or if you can't speak to their veterinarian, see if you can. You have a personal vet that you've used over the years?
I do.
Have him call them and say, listen, my client loves these dogs and wants to adopt them. We just want to make sure there's no health problems with them.
Okay, cool. That's great. I was really just going to not do it.
Dee Dee, I love you already, Dee Dee. You're going to adopt. How old are they?
Three. They think about 3 years old.
Oh, yeah, and you got access to me. I'll give you whatever advice you need. I adopted Molly and Willie. They separated them at this high-kill shelter. The Morons at the shelter did that. I adopted them both together. They're absolutely incredible. I'm so glad they weren't separated. I'm so glad you're not separating these little doxies. Let's just keep them as healthy as we possibly can. And you have my phone number. If you have any issues with them, just give me a shout.
Thank you so much. I think you're pretty brilliant.
No, don't get carried away, Dee. My wife doesn't think I'm so brilliant. Anyway, Dee, don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on. I'm going to put you. I'm going to put you on hold. Don't go anywhere. Suzette's going to pick up. Hey, Suzette, let's send. She's going to adopt these little doxies. Let's send her some Lucy pet food. Start them off on the right foot, right here on the Pet Show. That is what we like to do. Hey, the phone number here: 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Oh God, so many great calls coming up. I'm going to try to get to as many as I possibly can. Let me take Philip quickly. Hey, Philip, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dr. Eckstein.
You can call me Warren. That's fine, Philip. What can I do for you?
Okay, great. Hey, I love your show. I really need your help. I am super frustrated. I have he's approximately 12-year-old domestic short hair cat, and probably for about the last year, he's having, let me give you as much information as fast as I can. He's having basically chronic diarrhea, okay? He's been to the veterinarian several times. They run all kind of tests, diabetes, this and that. To me, it almost seems like an irritable bowel syndrome. I'm super frustrated. One, he's having the diarrhea, which is not healthy just about every day. And the other thing is he's not going in the box most of the time.
I'm telling you, he's not going in the box because he's not comfortable going in the box. It may hurt him a little bit if he strains at all. That's number one. And number two, the scent of the diarrhea is not normal. So if you were going to the same doctor for a period of time and you had an issue and it wasn't getting resolved, it wasn't getting any better, what would you do? You'd get a second opinion. So my recommendation to you is to get a second opinion. Even if you go to a feline veterinary hospital, but I think you should get a second opinion at this point. It's not healthy for the cat to have diarrhea every single day. It's not healthy for any living thing. It might be diet, it might be allergy, it could be any number of things, but we need to find out what it is.
Well, and I was, of course, researching on the internet. I know possible intestinal parasites, a bacterial infection.
Let me explain something, Philip. The internet is one of the greatest things ever invented, but it's also one of the most dangerous things ever invented because a little medical knowledge doesn't resolve issues. Right. My recommendation is get that second opinion from another veterinarian.
Okay, real quick, because it almost it's appearing with the diarrhea. It's almost like a wasting. He's losing weight. He's getting unhealthier.
Well, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for your vet's not giving you the right answer? Maybe there is no right answer, but at least you want to clear your head and find out if there is a right answer.
Okay, quick question. I've been switching foods. We use Dimes. Now I'm using a Purina One, sensitive stomach.
But we don't know what it is. No, you're treating something. It's like you can't treat a problem if you don't know what the problem is. Maybe it's not a food problem at all. Maybe it has nothing to do with food. Maybe it's something other. Maybe there's something else going on inside. You need to get that second opinion. That's what you need to do. In the meantime, though, I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you something that may help a little bit. Some hemp seed calming oil. It's manufactured by NatureVet. May help a little bit. But it's like anything else. If you're going to the doctor over and over and over again, they may not have the answer, but at least for your own sanity, get a second opinion. I had a problem. I went to several doctors. I'll give you a prime example, okay? You guys know by now that I suffer with rheumatoid arthritis. For years, it was undiagnosed. Everyone thought, wow, Warren's got Lyme disease. He's working with animals. He's in the forest working with police departments. He's definitely got Lyme disease. Well, I don't have Lyme disease. I have rheumatoid arthritis. And yet they all wanted to treat it like Lyme disease. So let's find out what the problem is, Philip. Get this cat healthy, back to good shape, and we'll be all a lot happier, including your cat. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. Don't go anywhere. Michael, Jay, Joe will get right to your calls. You just heard me give some of this. It is so cool to be a cat. We're back on the Pet Show. I want to share some frustration with you guys, okay? Over 2 years ago, I spoke to the police chief in Santa Monica. I spoke to the mayor in Santa Monica. Sent them all kinds of information saying that, you know what, the crime rate in Santa Monica is unacceptable right now, and what you need to do is have people with their dogs giving information and sharing information with each other and the police department. Let me just share this with you. Studies suggest that more neighborhood dogs lead to lesser crime. In a study, researchers found that neighborhoods with more dogs had lower rates of homicide, robbery, and to a lesser extent aggravated assaults compared to areas with fewer dogs. The results published recently in the journal Social Forces suggest that people walking their dogs put more eyes on the street, which can discourage crime. People walking their dogs are essentially patrolling their neighborhoods. Exactly what I told the police chief, exactly what I told the mayor. They see things that are not right, and when there are suspects outside in the area, it can be a crime deterrent. But there hasn't been any good measure of how residents would provide surveillance of the neighborhood streets. What's the holdup? What's the big deal? How many thousands of people walk their dogs in your neighborhood, in my neighborhood? They know every nook. They know every cranny. They know every car. They know every bicycle, every dog, the majority of people. Why is it that the Santa Monica Police Department or the Santa Monica politicians don't want to get involved with this? I walk my dogs. My neighbors walk their dogs. If I see something that's really unusual, shouldn't there be someone I can contact before they steal something, before they hurt somebody, before they hurt an animal? What's the big deal? Obviously, there's not enough cops. It takes 15 to 20 minutes for them to show up. It's not their fault. They're just understaffed. So why not take something that's been studied and used? I'm a firm believer in neighborhood dog walking watch. Anybody agree with me? Here's what I want you to do. Send me an email. I think it's the greatest idea. Everyone's out there walking their dogs, right? You see what's going on in your neighborhoods, right? Everybody does. If you see something strange, if you see someone, God forbid, someone passes out or someone hurts themselves, not only from the crime point of view, but let's face it, more than 60% of people living in this country are now pet guardians, specifically dog guardians. So they're out there. They know their neighborhoods. Why not use that to our advantage? I'd love to get your thoughts on that. If you want to send me a message, feel free, mail@thepetshow.com. And plus the fact, more people are walking their dogs out on the street, which puts more people out on the street as well. What's the holdup? Come on, police. I love you guys. You know, I'm a big supporter of police, a big supporter of them. Come on. Why did the police chief never even get back to me after I presented this idea to him? It's working in other places around the country. Why not right here in Southern California, specifically my hometown? Walk up the other day, my next door neighbor had 4 of his tires and wheels stolen off his car. Just stolen, put on crates. They just took the wheels off in the middle of the night. So what does that mean? That means if someone had been walking their dog maybe around 10, 11 o'clock, which a lot of people do, maybe they would have seen something going on there. Who knows? Maybe. Give me your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. Let me take a phone call right now. Let me go to Panorama City. Hey, Jay. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Well, hi, Warren.
What's up, Jay?
I've spoken to you before. Not on this subject, but my cat, it's been really hot in the valley. I know you live out in that area. And so he's a long-hair cat. I think he's maybe part Maine Coon, but he's black and white. And so he hates being brushed, so I don't get to brush him that often. But the other day, I see him scooting around on his behind trying to do something. I didn't know if maybe he had worms or something, which he shouldn't because he's an inside cat, never outside. So I stopped him and took a look, and he had the biggest hairball coming out of his behind I'd ever seen. So I took and pulled it off, but it was obvious there was still more hair stuck up inside him. And so now I was going to go pick up something, like petroleum or based.
Why are people so afraid to call their vet? Why can't you just call your vet and get some medication for the constipation?
Well, he's only constipated because he's been licking himself, and now he's full of hair.
Okay, so now if your cat has hairballs, what do you think the best resolution would be? Wouldn't it be getting rid of the excessive shedding and excessive hair?
Get him a medicine for hairballs.
No,
Real
no, but
simple. You go to
when
you go to
did
PetSmart, you buy something for hairballs.
no, listen to me. Slow down,
Don't
Jay.
go
Listen.
racing to a vet every time you turn around.
Jay, listen to what I'm telling you. I want to solve your issue. I don't want you running to Petco. I don't want you running anywhere. I want you to make a phone call to your vet and say, my cat's constipated. Do you recommend something? But let's put that aside right now. What I'm explaining to you, if you let me, is that if hairballs are caused by a cat excessively grooming themselves, by a cat excessively licking themselves, the more they groom, the more they lick, the more they ingest hair, the more option for hairballs to be there. What I'm going to do, I am going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses supplement for your cat. And here's why. Two of the most important ingredients in the Hugs and Kisses is lecithin and biotin. That will keep the cat's loss of hair and the coat in the best shape ever. Good skin, good coat, less shedding, less hairballs. It is that simple, Jay.
Well, I mean, he's not what I would call a shedder. It's not excessively shedding.
Where's the hair coming from? Jay, where's the hair coming from? Are you shedding? You just told me the cat had the biggest hairball you ever seen. Where do you think that hair is coming from? He doesn't have any hair inside his body.
It's from him grooming. But the only thing is
well, there you go. That's my point exactly.
He's getting rid of.
Jay, why is he grooming excessively? You got to figure it out for yourself, okay? I'm putting you on hold. I got Noah. I'm sending you some Hugs and Kisses for your cat. One of the most expensive things I have to. Why do people argue? I don't understand it. Call the vet. The cat's constipated. Find out what the vet recommends for the constipation. And if you get the cat on the Hugs and Kisses supplements, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm pointing to it right now. Skin and coat. The most important thing for your dog or cat's skin and coat to help prevent shedding, dander, dry skin, and hairballs would be Hugs and Kisses supplement. That's what I specialize in. By the way, speaking of Hugs and Kisses, coming up on Tuesday and Thursday of this week, the 12th and 13th, if you've been wanting to try it, but you didn't want to spend a few bucks, now you can save 20% off Hugs and Kisses, so stock up at Amazon.com Tuesday and Wednesday on Amazon Prime Day. I don't know, Jay. I love you, Jay. I can't battle with you though, Jay. I love you, but if the cat is constipated, find out why. And if you he doesn't shed that much. Well, where do you think the hair is coming from? It's not coming in the food. It's coming from the cat excessively grooming himself. That simple. Whew. All right, let me do this. Let me take a quick break. Hey, you know, Alex, I'm going to switch a little bit, okay? I'm going to no live here. I'm going to do my live next hour. So let me take a quick break, then right back to all your phone calls. Michael, Tom, Jay, Rosalind, Cruz, and Gerald. Take a quick break, then right back at you on Warren next time you're listening to The Pet Show. You better leave my kitten alone. We're back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. The phones are absolutely jam-packed. Just a reminder, I'm going to get to as many calls as I possibly can. You know, when I get off the air here at 1 o'clock, I immediately start my national and Canadian show for Radio America. I'll give you that number a little bit later in case I don't get to your call here. You can call me on that show. And by the way, my California listeners will be up first based on the fact that the show starts 5 minutes after 1 o'clock. But if you start calling at 1 o'clock, you'll be the first ones up there. I'll give you that number in a little bit. You know, it was kind of interesting. I came across something the other day that kind of I was even aware of. We all know that it's much more difficult to find homes for black dogs than it is for other colored dogs. For some reason, people don't like to adopt black dogs. I have one. However, I did not know this stat, that 61% of cats and kittens adopted from rescues across the country are mostly or entirely black. 61% of cats and kittens adopted are mostly or all black. I like that. Let me get back to the phone lines here. How about Gerald in Burbank? Hey, Gerald, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, how are you today, Warren?
I'm doing super. What can I do for you, Gerald?
Well, I just adopted a dog. A neighbor of mine moved and then texted me out of the blue because the dog was we shared a yard, and the dog spent half of its time with me over the last few years. And apparently he moved somewhere and could no longer take care of the dog. I don't know all the details. I haven't really gotten what I consider to be straight answers out of him. But the dog's a great dog, so I said, of course, I'll give him a home. But he hasn't given me much of a history on the dog. Dogs, I would guess, between 7 and 10 years old. The dog is fixed, so I'm assuming he's had a shot at the time. He doesn't. I've sent questions over to him trying to get a hold of a vet that he's used or any history on the dog I could get, and he just hasn't been overly responsive. So I'm going to take his name's Orejas. I'm going to take him to a vet. I'm going to probably get him a rabies shot just so I have a record of it. And then I just wanted to get a feel from you on, stepping into it with not much information. What would you suggest that how I proceed? Every
dog and cat and pig and chicken I've ever rescued in my life, I had no background on, unless I took them out of a dog fighting ring or an abusive situation where I was aware. But dogs, the hundreds and hundreds of dogs, I had no background on. Forget about the background. Forget about that. If this guy's not giving you the information and just moved away without his dog, that tells me something. It may not tell you something. I don't know if the guy's a nice guy or not, but it tells me something about someone who lives with a dog for 7 or 8 or 9 years, even though you kind of shared the yards and everything, and just kind of moved away, is not helpful in terms of giving you more information. That's not the type of person. So you're going to go to your vet. The vet will tell you whether you want to give the rabies shot or not. That's number one. Chances are the dog probably didn't have it. Number two, it is now your dog, and forget anything about any background at this point. If you have a specific issue, call me. I want to talk to you because I love what you're doing. If you have a specific issue, he's humping, he's jumping, he's digging, whatever, I can resolve that. But in terms of the rest of his life, it sounds to me like, Gerald, what'd you say his name was again?
Orejas. It means ears because he has some big ears.
All right, so Orejas just hit the lottery. He just hit the lottery. He found you. Yeah. He found you, Gerald. He's going to, whatever time he has left, hopefully it's another 20 years, he hit the lottery. He's got the greatest life for someone who really cares about him. And it's also lucky for him because he already knows you. He knows your yard. He's comfortable there. He knows you. Forget about the other guy. Might be a nice guy. Might be a friend. He's moved on. He's moved on. Whatever he's doing, he's doing.
No,
he's moved on.
I've forgotten about him. We probably think about him the same way. I'm not going to get into the details of it.
Yeah, it makes no difference. All I want is a good home for the dog and a good life for the dog from the rest on.
Now, can I have a follow-up question? Like
sure.
I said, I have a vet appointment scheduled for this week. But
sure, good.
My question for you is, should I? I was told that I should maybe have them do like a SNAP 4D blood test just to get a baseline on him from a friend that's pretty knowledgeable. I mean, is there anything that walking into
here's what you can do.
Doesn't have a ton of experience.
Do you have confidence in your veterinarian that you're going to?
I mean, they were referred to me by someone else, so they have confidence in the person. I don't know.
Trust the vet.
Okay.
Trust the vet. If he says, yeah, you know what, we should do these tests, then do them. If he says, it's not necessary, let's wait 6 months, then we do them. Trust the vet, because once you establish a relationship with a veterinarian, it's kind of like establishing a relationship with a pediatrician. You know what I'm saying? You have that close bond. You have to have a lot of confidence and trust. So if you find that you've gone to the vet for the first time and you love the vet, you have this great relationship, then you're good. If you find that this vet isn't right for you, it's not just how good someone's medical knowledge is. They have to have good bedside manner as well. And a lot of vets, that I work with are knowledgeable when it comes to medical advice. I go to them, but when it comes to bedside manner, not so much, Gerald. So that's what I would do at this point.
Yeah.
Check your. I'm trying to think of what I want to send you. Would you like some hugs and kisses or some Lucy pet food? You tell me.
Well, I don't know the difference. So.
Well, my Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats is a vitamin mineral supplement. Keep the dog as healthy as he possibly can. Say, you know what? I'm not even going to ask you anyway. Gerald, don't go anywhere. I'm putting you on hold. The lovely Suzette's going to pick up in a jar. And listen carefully, because I'm going to do a commercial for my Hugs and Kisses right now. You'll find out all about them. A jar of Hugs and Kisses to him, Suzette, and I appreciate it. Okay, so let me talk again about my Hugs and Kisses. And by the way, please remember, you may have been waiting to buy them this Tuesday, this Wednesday, the 12th and 13th, Amazon Prime Day. You get 20% off Hugs and Kisses at Amazon, so stock up. But And we are back on the Pet Show. Just a reminder, if I don't get to your phone call, if you're out there driving, if you're out there doing whatever you're doing, starting at 1 o'clock, I do my national and Canadian show for Radio America. Write this number down. You can start calling at 1 o'clock. You guys will be my first listeners. The phone number, 877-725-8255. Don't start calling till 1. The number for the national Canadian show, 877-725-8255. I will take some of your calls there as well. But right now, let's go to Tom in Orange. Hey, Tom, welcome to the Pet Show.
Yeah, hi, Warren.
How you doing, Tom?
You said you had, I'm doing good, thank you. I heard you say you had rheumatoid arthritis. My wife's family has it. In 2015, she was starting to get symptoms. We visited her aunt who'd had it really bad. And she gave my wife a couple of books written by doctors that talked about meat. It's not just the protein. There's like certain chemicals in meat that can activate or trigger if you have the predisposition. So my wife stopped eating meat. She eats fish still. That doesn't seem to bother her. But within a week of her stopping the meat, her pains literally stopped, and she hasn't complained about it since then.
You know, it's interesting,
so you might
Tom.
want to look into that.
No, you're right. First of all, meat is not on my menu anyway. But besides that, Tom, it's not just that. It's dairy as well. Meat, dairy. There's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things that can trigger that, and I'm so glad your wife is feeling a whole lot better. And quite honestly, I know at this point my rheumatism has gotten to the point where I have to go to infusions once a month to get the medications that I take. But knock on wood, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm still running 3 days a week.
Great.
Yeah, I'm a tough guy, Tom.
And I love listening to you, and that call from Jay. I don't know if this will make you feel better, but he'll feel better because I'm an attorney, and clients argue with me all the time after they tell me the problem, and I'm trying to explain to them what to do to fix it. They will argue with me. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. But
hey, Tom, I was just trying to figure out where's the hair coming from. If it's not coming from the cat, it's got to be him, right?
Exactly, and I love the way you handled it because you did pretty much what I end up having to do, but it's a very frustrating experience because they won't stop.
Yeah, no, you got that right. Hey, Tom, do you have any pets?
Yeah, we have, and my favorite dog is black. So I thought that was an interesting statistic about all the black dogs being difficult to adopt. We adopted my first favorite dog was the predecessor to the current one. We adopted her from a pet shelter when she was like 3 months old. And then a coyote killed her.
Oh, wow.
And then we went back to a pet shelter and found our current black dog and we got her when she was 3 months old. And they were both black, and they were both pretty cute.
Well, what I'm going to do, Tom, I don't want to run out of time. So I'm trying to think of what I want to send you. You know what? I'm trying to think what I want to send you. Do you walk your dogs?
Yes. Oh, that was another great statistic. And because I started thinking maybe that's why our neighborhood is so safe, because so many people walk their dogs.
Tom, why don't you shoot me an email? Maybe we'll have a conversation. You as an attorney, we can figure something out. In the meantime, I got to move on. But what I'm going to do is I'm putting you on hold. I'm sending you a cheap gift, okay? It's not because I want to, because you told me that your last dog was killed by a coyote. So I'm going to send you one of those little air horns. Whenever you go walking your dogs, carry that with you. If you see a coyote, it's another stray dog that may be aggressive, or a stray person, you can use that as well. Hey, just a reminder, I'm out of time. Michael, Rosalind, and Cruz, you'll be my first callers. Write this number down, 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. Start calling at 1 o'clock, which is right about a minute from now. You'll be my first callers. Don't forget about the Amazon Prime Day coming up this Tuesday and Wednesday, the 12th and 13th. You can finally get the Hugs and Kisses supplements at 20% off at Amazon.com on Amazon Prime Days. Until next week, give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, one between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein. This has been The Pet Show.